All right, hey, what's going on, Freedomers? All right, Missioner, sorry. Okay, so here's what I learned about this video is gonna be called "Feminine Nature is Deceptive." So I believe that I now believe more than ever. Noticing how women can spiral me out of control. Women have to prove themselves to you. And hear me out when I say the women, this is opposite of what feminism will teach you. Feminism will teach you men owe you this and we're equal and all this bullshit. And it's a hoax of bullshit. Because feminine energy is chaotic. It does not bring order. I say that because every time I meet a woman, she does not bring order to my life. She brings chaos. She brings destruction. She brings not messiness, but like chaotic nature. It's never like we're building bricks and we're doing this and we're doing that and all these productive, orderly things. That does not mean women are not capable of doing those things, but naturally, for a feminine woman, she is not here to bring you order. I don't give a fuck how logical she sounds, now the logical, here's the thing about logical women. Logical women make sense of their chaotic behavior. Where they're able to communicate and have you understand what's happening. That doesn't mean they're not chaotic. It just means they're logical enough to not bring hell to your life without communicating how, why, etc., etc. And when I think about certain women in my life and how they stir things within me that make me upset, angry, make me worry, and or bring me to the next level, it makes me want to ground myself, sift through the message. Like, here's the reason why with women, you have to learn to be grounded with women. Because from my understanding, like I said earlier, they bring you chaos. So you have to be able to be still and like stoic to be with a woman, a very feminine woman. Because you have to see through the eye of the storm and like see if that's genuine uprooting and becoming. And this is why women don't build societies, because women are not filled with order. They're emotional at its core, no matter what woman you're dealing with. And she will tire out after a while trying to be linear and make sense of everything. And here's why I say that. I'm a very right-brained individual. I'm gonna give you an example. I was on Instagram, I was on TikTok, and this lady was saying all these riddles. And riddles is left brain, logical. You have to make it make sense. And me being right brain, when I tell you, I was confused, bro. Oh, and it was starting to make me mad. I was like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Because I'm right brain. So I'm like, huh? What you said? Who's getting the answer to that? And when I tell you I could understand it, I didn't get not one fucking riddle. No, and all my shit was far left. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I'm like, that's cool. And when I tell you he was extremely left brain because he got every riddle she threw at her, I was like, wow, that's a gift. Because I definitely did not understand not a thing your wife was saying. If she came to me with that all the time, I would get upset. Because I'm like, I don't know. What the fuck you asking me that for? Because the way I make sense of things is sometimes it processes through the right side to go to the left side. Like, if I'm like, or if it's not exciting my interests, my creative interest. I'm like, huh? What is that? What the fuck? Okay, that's nice. Like if it's not something that I wouldn't say passionate about, but if it's not something I naturally give my energy to, I'm like, if it's out of my sphere of energy, I'm like, oh, okay. Real bland and dry. I don't give it a second thought. I don't give it a second interest. I don't give it like I'm gonna think about it. I'm like, oh, that's nice. And being a right-brained person, my and that's what my Chiron is. My Chiron is in Virgo, so it's teaching me to be more left-brained and be more manual-like. And it's hard because I'm learning that's a real weakness for me, right? And I'm learning. Here's why I mention this. I can't depend on a woman to bring the left side of my brain out. If anything in the world, they're gonna stir up the right side of my brain, the creativity, to make me bring out the left side or the order or the linear parts of my brain. Now, if she's more gifted, and this is why I hate the fact that me and the person who I was writing a book with went different ways, because she was the logical side of me. So I was more impulsive and more, I wouldn't even say emotional, but I could even say I was more the emotional, I was more the impulse, I was more of the move right now. And if we really came together, we could have really made some shit happen. And I'm like, she was being too logical. And then when she finally got into some feelings, when she finally got into her feminine, she started to run away. Like on some, you've trying to force me and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, the true feminine nature does not believe in tomorrow. That's a wild concept that a lot of women don't understand. The real feminine nature, there's no tomorrow. There's right now. I need to do it today. Because it's like, because when you keep believing in this concept of tomorrow, you missing out on shit. Like for instance, my roommate, she's feminine, but she was trained or programmed to be more masculine due to her life. And when she comes to me with the ideas, she's not gonna ask for somebody who's emotional. She's gonna ask for somebody who's very linear, very thorough, very planned, to give her balance, because she's gonna be the one who's flowing with the ideas and the creativity and the emotions. So if she's with somebody who is too right-brained, like myself, the crazy part about it is I can't be too Aryan around her because I'm going to make her too, well, there is a time and place for that, but I don't want to endanger her because I was too impulsive. You know what I mean? Because I didn't process it correctly. You know what I mean? So the thing about the feminine energy is the reason why she must prove herself to you is because women, from my experience, are followers. They, for the most part. Does that not mean they cannot lead? No. But naturally, women look for somebody to follow. From my experience, they look for somebody to help them. They look for somebody to lift the load. They look for our community to build with. They do not go out. Natural feminine energy does not go outside looking. They go out to eat and hunt for themselves to be self-sufficient, but they are not. Their main mission is not to do stuff for themselves, by themselves, with themselves. That's more of the masculine. The masculine is so okay with that more than anything. And that's why I wouldn't say it's natural, but it's more okay for a man to have a girlfriend his whole life and be fucking her, getting all her goodies, and he dies, and he leaves nothing to her. Because a man is more okay with being single, meaning like he has a girlfriend, because with a girlfriend you're still single, and you don't owe her nothing. Just like what's that guy who died? He was a radio host. He was an older white gentleman. I remember his name. In a minute, but he was an older white gentleman, and he died. He was doing a podcast interview thing for a while, for over 40 years, and he had a girlfriend, and he left her with nothing, and she was with him for a couple years, and he was of course this older gentleman had a younger girlfriend, and I guess she was with him waiting for a paycheck when he dies. Like he was gonna put something in her name. And because we are men, we are logical, and if we know that you are not the woman who helped us build, we are not emotionally endowed to want to give you something at all. If it was more man ruled, to be honest with you, because and I agree with this concept to some extent, and this is why the systems were created in marriage and all this other stuff to benefit women, because the man will build with you, and if you divorce him, he will leave you with nothing. Because and I said, if men were, and this is why I say women must prove themselves to you, because when you divorce, when you when you get divorced, why automatically, not sometimes, not why is it automatically in some states half goes to the woman? Because the woman doesn't bring purpose to the family, the man does. So because he is the leader. So in certain respect, and here's what I had to learn in certain understanding. The woman's major purpose is the family, not necessarily anything else. Everything else is kind of like it's like cherry. It's like icing on the cake. It makes life look better, but generally speaking, when women get to a certain age, it's like, all right, this is cool. And like I heard on TikTok, she was like, yo, feminism has lied to you. Like, your career gets boring after a while. Your status in your bank account, all right, that's cool, but you can't sleep with that. That's cool, but that's not gonna make you happy. You know what's gonna make you put a smile on your face? When you there for your children, and you're growing with your family, you're hitting goals with your family. Like, doing that by yourself. Men are more inclined to do things by themselves and just go for companionship, meaning like somebody's fucking us, so we can have somebody to talk to, and to the point where with men don't even have a problem paying for that. That's the crazy part. Men don't even have a problem paying for time, attention, fucking, sucking, and love. Or I wouldn't even say love. I would say affection. That's what I would say. I wouldn't even say paying for love. Paying for love is cute, but I would say attention. Men don't have attention and affection. Men don't have a problem paying for attention and affection. And women, on the other hand, not so much. Women, from my experience, naturally actually want a certain level of genuine love, genuine affection, genuine. I'm not saying men don't want that too, but it's less important until it's time to be like, yo, it's time to build an empire. It's time to build a legacy. Then that's the only reason why that's important. But outside of that, if a man has his stature And he's okay with saying, yo, this career ends with me, and I am the great such and such and such name. And then my kids, I'm gonna give them money, but I'm not passing down my business to them. Then, or my business, then I'm cool. I'm okay with dying in my career. I made some of my life. I impacted the world. I impacted my children. I impacted my family. And I'm cool with that. So, but the reason why, like I said, the women must prove themselves to you because they are naturally deceptive. So, you never really know what their real agenda is. And this is why I've been grounding myself a lot lately. Because when you're dealing with a woman, and this is why you gotta back up when you're dealing with women, because you gotta really understand and take time, give her time to actually prove her nature to you. And here's what I mean. Like Love Dorsey said on Instagram, and it was the realest shit I've ever heard, and it's kind of fucked up too. She said, women can intuitively build you up only for their agenda and not because they genuinely are interested in you. They know how you, hear me clearly, how you can benefit them. So because they understand how you can benefit them, they understand that they'll do whatever it takes to keep you in their lives. And I'm experiencing this with a friend. She does whatever it takes to some extent to keep me in her life because she knows how I benefit her. But this sparked from the conversation of saying when Kevin Gates said in a song called Fairy Tales, he said intuitive nature is really deceptive. She catered to me and washed my feet. So intuitive nature or feminine nature, well, she'll be washing your feet, washing your back, doing all this other stuff, and it's just to get you in the pool. It's not necessarily there to really build with you. And when I keep thinking to myself about this friendship, the spirit is like, and I've had this 2 times. Sometimes a person, especially a woman, is not who you need her to be. And fuck that. Is not who you want her to be because she will deceive you. She's not gonna be that genuinely. Oof, that's deep. She's not gonna be who she wants you to be genuinely. She's only, God damn it. She's only gonna be what you want her to be to get what she wants from you. Let me repeat that again. She's only going to be what she wants you, she's only going to be what she desire, what you want her to be to get what she wants from you. Not because she has a genuine interest in who you are, what you have, what you bring to yourself and the world, and in the future with a family. But women must prove themselves because of that nature. Women are naturally deceptive. And usually, and they say it all, you hear women say it all the time, you know, I just did whatever, so he could give me whatever, X, Y, and Z. So because that is their natural nature, and it's not a wrong thing, but it is what it is. Because that is the way that they are, they must prove, if they're past that deceptive, I'm going to become what you want me to become so I can get what I want from you. And when I'm dealing with a person right now, I've dealt with two people who are this way. They were who you wanted them to be, because here's the thing about that nature. When they feel like it no longer serves, when they feel like it no longer serves them to be who they want you to, who you want them to be, they stop being it immediately. If they tell you if they tell you something else, they fucking lying. They will stop being everything you want them to be because you no longer benefit them. So they got what they needed, and because women are very necessity driven, they got what they needed, and they keep it pushing. It's foul, but it's the truth. It's the darker side of feminine energy. So if you know how to handle that, where you accept that she's not gonna be what you want her to be, I would say you have to, like I say all the time now, I'm gonna say it probably for the rest of my life. You gotta learn the difference between your lesson and your assignment. So you gotta learn what you need to learn from her and keep it pushing. And it has to be a very logical decision, because if it's not a logical decision that's being made, you'll think that you'll get overwhelmed in emotion. You'll make emotional decision that doesn't benefit you but benefits her. I'm not gonna get too deep in my personal situation, but I had to recently disconnect emotionally to somebody because she's not genuinely interested in me. She's interested in what I can do for her. And and you have to, as a male and as a man, you have to know the difference. You have to know the difference between if she's genuinely here for you, and you'll see it and here's the thing, fellas, you'll see it in the smallest ways, bro. When I tell you when she's here for you, meaning like okay, I'm giving you a business example with my business partner. She was not here for me. She was here for what I can do for her. And here's why. When I pushed the envelope of demanding more of her, she ran. And she was like, oh, you're too demanding. You're telling me what to do. I'm moving at my own pace. And I'm like, yo, I'm trying to like stir you in the right direction because I'm trying to stir you in the right direction because if we don't move at this pace, we missing precious opportunity. And she felt, and I guess because of stuff that she's been through, my femininity has to be earned, and until then, you will get my masculine. And you know what's crazy? You know what's yo, that just clicked. Do you know why that's bad? That was bad for me because I'm an Aries. So when you're dealing with a masculine, when you're dealing with a very masculine energy like myself, when masculine and masculine repel each other. So one of the two of us had to be feminine. And because she was in a position, she came to me from a place of, I need what you have. So, and we need to both understand how we can benefit each other. And this is why I said earlier, they only come for what they can get from you. She did not come from what we are building, and she said those things, but it was not orchestrated and action taken, because when I started to implement and I started saying, oh, okay, so this is how you can be better. This is how when I was bringing order to her life, or in this aspect, not in every aspect, But in this aspect of what she asked me for, it was like, oh, and I started to put the pressure on her as the masculine force. She felt she got into her masculine, and she felt like I was challenging her ego. And to some extent I was, but I was like, I was just bringing what I was really doing, because she had a project that was in pregnancy, or that was in no, excuse me, she had a baby. That's what I would say. She had a baby that needed order. So they needed a bedtime, they needed when to get fed, they needed some rituals and routines. And every parent knows that you can't let your baby control your life. You got to give your baby some type of structure, right? And when I was giving her baby some type of structure, she felt like I was attacking her. I was like, nah, this baby it runs your life. Meaning, like, you're just being absorbed by it, and you're sitting there not doing shit with it that could help you flourish, right? And you could trust me with your baby and have you understand, like, yo, I done what you're doing already. And that's the wild part. But that's why, I mean, she was only here for what I can bring to the table, and not genuinely here for me, because it was like, yo, if you've been watching me for some time now, why wouldn't you trust me with your baby? I get my life is not perfect, but you came to me with a baby that I've already birthed, I've already grown, I've already taken care of, I've already nurtured and developed. So when someone's not genuinely here for you and what you bring and who you are as a being, they are quick. You hear me? The feminine energy will be quick to take things personal, like they're attacking you. Instead, when a woman is here for you, she tries to understand where you are coming from and what your perspective is, because she knows it takes two to tango. When she's all about herself, she's always thinking her personal agenda is maybe one day gonna be under attack due to the fact that you're not always agreeing with her. So, and that's something I've personally experienced over and over and over again. She feels like, oh, you're attacking me because you're not agreeing with her and her ideologies and her manipulation and her persuasion. So when you say, yo, that's not gonna work over here, meaning you create boundaries, etc., you're like, yo, let me chill. Let me incite some balance. Let me help him out, because genuinely, and here's what I mean. Here's a good one. Here's a really good one. When a woman, here's how you know, another way you know the difference between if a woman's here for you and if she's just here for what you have. She is genuinely interested in your higher well-being. Let me repeat that again. When she's genuinely here for you, she is genuinely interested in your higher well-being. Meaning, like, whether she benefits from it or not. And when she's not, there's two things. She's only there in the extent that it benefits her, or like I said earlier, she's only there to the fact that it helps her get what she wants from you. So, but she's not genuinely interested in your well-being. And I experienced that when I was house sitting. She was that often the consequences of that is she's breadcrumbing you. She's not telling you the full story. What else? She's not telling you the full story, meaning she's lying by omission. And that's lying. Let's keep it a buck, okay? Meaning she's not telling. When lying by omission means they're not telling you the full story. What else? Yeah, or she's breadcrumbing you. She's telling you, and breadcrumbing, when it comes to the feminine nature, is she's telling you what you need to hear. She's telling you the side, and that's dangerous. You hear me? That's dangerous to deal with a woman who's telling you only what you need to hear. Because that could put you in real danger. Because when you don't know the full story, if you're like me, you'll impulsively move, not knowing the full story, and you'll get a 1-2 punch, and that'll put you in your place or put you in danger. Those are the two positions that you'll be in. It'll either put you in your place or it put you in danger. So because of woman's chaotic nature is like this in general, and this is going to be probably part 1, because the feminine nature is like this, she must prove herself to you to see if she's genuine and real. But here's my thing, fellas. You see this earth right here? You gotta find ways to put your feet on it, or whatever ways you can do that. And ground yourself. Be stoic. And it's challenging. Not be reactionary to saying I love you, and I've been there. To saying I care about you. And I say I care about you, meaning like caring for her more than you should care for her. Also, last but not least, here's a one that will hit you in your soul sometimes. Making her more than what she is. And here's the one that fuck a lot of men up, including myself. You will make a woman way more than what her results bring. And I've had women do this to me, and the problem with that is that you will invest in a woman who has no results, who's not constantly showing you results, right? And if that person is not trying to fill that potential of who you say or who you think they are, she will leave you in misconception, lies, non-truth, and you'll be investing in la la land, going nowhere basically. And you'll spend your life going nowhere with someone who's not even giving you the bare minimum results. I say this because my clients are women, my friends are women, my business partners are women, and this is some of the energy. My audience is women, and this is some of the things that I've observed with women. They are not creatures of order. I don't give a fuck how logical she is. They are not creatures of order. So they have, because they don't bring order. Here's what I mean by order, man. Order. This is order. All built by men. All of this is order. Those cars built by men. All of this built by men. Okay? Order. Women don't do this. This is major infrastructure. Order. Okay? Order. That car that's passing by. This bike that I'm riding on. Order. It's not built by men. By women. Let me make that clear, okay? So because this harmony that women live in, this and it's not perfect, but the world women go in, where you can go to, like for me right now, I'm gonna go to my room. The peace that you can have is brought to you by men. So she must earn the life you're gonna help her give. You're gonna give to her. And I would say last but not least, I saw a quote that is extremely true. A rich man will change, and I've done this when I was rich in a certain area of life, and it's true. It's not a fallacy. It's the truth. At least 90%. A rich man in any area of life will take a woman who's broke, meaning she doesn't have it, her cup is empty, will replace her glass, fill it up, and upgrade her life. And a rich woman, due to this stupid feminism, will not even look a broke man's way. She won't even look a broke man's way. And here's what I mean. Due to this cultural society, say like, for instance, when Cardi B says, broke boy, don't get no pussy. I know that's right. The problem with that understanding is most of y'all is broke. Most of y'all are a paycheck away from homelessness. Who is she talking to? And I don't mean they're financially irresponsible, destitute ass niggas. Most motherfuckers who are hardworking are a paycheck or 2 or 3 or 4 away from homelessness. Meaning you're broke. Most people don't even have $1,000 saved in their bank account for their savings. So basically, you're broke. So who is she really talking about? And because women are emotional, they don't put that in context. They just say, broke boy, don't get no pussy to, and they say it from a Cardi B standpoint, like they're Cardi B. And the next nigga is on your level, broke like you. But anyway, and I told my friend this, my roommate this, I was like, yo, you gotta be careful ingesting these lyrics because that's not your reality. You can't walk around saying broke boy don't get no kitty. I mean, here's what I mean by that. I don't mean, yo, financially irresponsible, or like this beautiful woman said that I respect and admire. She said, you're not on my, and I respect this, and I agree. She said, you're not on my level if the only time we go out is when you getting a paycheck. Or we have to wait for your paycheck so we can go out on a date. You're not for me. And that's respectable. You know what I'm saying? But when most women are saying broke boy don't get no kitty, I'm like, you make less than $70,000 a year. Who's broke? Are you serious? You hustling to try to figure out how to pay these bills. Who's really making you're not really making no money. And then on top of that, you first generation anything. You making it seem like you third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh generation wealth or something. So you rich? You wealthy? Come again? So a woman, no matter what your status, fellas. Now I would say get your shit together. You know what I'm saying? But to build with a woman, man, to do anything with a woman, I'm learning to back up. I'm learning to be more grounded, or the feminine energy, period. To invite her in your life. You got, oh shit. She gotta really prove herself. Cause if not, fellas, you're gonna go through all the shit that I'm saying in this video. I'm only telling you what I know. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I feel. I'm telling you what I've experienced. I'm telling you what I've seen. I'm telling you what I've intuitively had to say. I'm telling you intuitive warnings that I had to peep, and I'd say, nah, let me chill. And here's the thing. I'm so happy and thankful I'm not overly sexually active, or I'm not overly sexual active, or I'm not sexually active, because I don't need to beg nobody to be in my life. I know I bring value. I know I'm not high value yet, but I know I'm a man of value. And I'm telling you, bro, when you're a person of value and of substance, you just gotta be very careful. You gotta be very, 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 very careful. You gotta be very deliberate. You gotta be very intentional. You gotta be very intentional and deliberate. And I know what's in my league. I know it's above my pay raise. I know what I can and cannot handle. And boy, let me tell you, they gotta earn it, bro. But outside of putting attention on the women, you gotta be grounded. You gotta seek masculinity. You know, listen to this bullshit about toxic masculinity. Some of this bullshit. There's no such thing as toxic femininity or masculinity. It's toxic feminine traits, toxic masculine traits. There's nothing toxic about femininity. I don't know who told these idiots that. There's no such thing. There's unbalanced and balanced. Our ancestors didn't say masculinity was toxic. It said you are unbalanced. You are too much in one area. Meaning you know how to dominate, but you don't know how to receive. There's nothing wrong with your masculinity, but you gotta have balance and perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because perspective is a higher mental faculty. So perspective, the right perspective, can change your life overnight. It may not give you drastic results, but the right perspective could change everything for you. Everything. Everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's it, fellas.